Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The NFL world is buzzing right now with one of the most electrifying rumors we've heard all offseason. Picture this Von Miller, yes, that Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, future Hall of Famer, sack machine, and locker room leader just touched down in Washington, D.C. early this morning. And he wasn't exactly trying to keep it low-key. Paparazzi snapped. Him walking through Dulles Airport, rocking burgundy and gold sneakers, smiling ear to ear, and throwing up a casual peace sign to fans who instantly recognized the legendary linebacker. Is it just a coincidence? Was he there for business tourism? Or, and this is where it gets spicy, is Von Miller about to put pen to paper and officially become a Washington Commander? The NFL community isn't treating this like a drill. Social media exploded in seconds. Twitter or X was on fire with fans dropping speculation jersey edits and even welcome videos. NFL insiders are hinting that Miller's arrival is far more than a visit. Could this be the boldest move of the offseason? Is Washington finally ready to throw its chips in and make a legit Super Bowl run? Let's dive deep into what this could mean for the franchise. Now, let's talk legacy. Von Miller isn't just another free agent looking for a payday. This is a two-time Super Bowl champion. We're talking about a guy who dominated in Denver and played a key role in the Rams' recent title run. The man has 123.5 career sacks, over 250 quarterback hits, and an aura of leadership that can't be taught. Wherever he goes, championships tend to follow. And now, after battling through injuries and defying time like some gridiron version of Benjamin, Button Miller seems to be hunting one last ring. One final run to etch his name even deeper into NFL history. Washington, of all places, might just be the perfect destination. The Commanders have the talent, the cap space, and a hungry defense. They got a young, aggressive coaching staff ready to prove themselves. Add Von to the mix, and suddenly this team doesn't just look competitive. It looks dangerous. Fans who've suffered through decades of heartbreak are finally daring to believe. And hearing whispers that Miller's looking at D.C. as his next home. That's not just news, that's hope. Pure unfiltered hope in cleats. But here's where it gets even crazier. Sources close to the Commanders organization are hinting that not only is Von Miller interested in joining the team, he's promising something huge. We're talking Vince Lombardi trophy level promises. That's right, according to one insider who spoke on condition of anonymity. Miller told top brass during a closed-door dinner meeting last night that if he signs with the Commanders, he's bringing the trophy to the Capitol. Now, those are some bold words, but if anyone's earned the right to speak that boldly, it's Von. The man walks into locker rooms and changes cultures. He's done it before. And honestly, the Commanders might be exactly the kind of team that needs a spark like that. After years of mediocrity and near misses, this franchise is starving for a game changer. Somebody who isn't afraid to stare history in the face and say, I'm rewriting you. Von Miller might just be that guy. And if he's really this serious about winning, not just playing, but winning, then DC could be on the verge of its biggest football renaissance in decades. Now, let's take a step back and look at the Commanders' current roster. On defense, this team has been quietly building a monster, Jonathan Allen and Darren Payne anchoring the line. Young, explosive edge rushers, a revamped secondary with players who love to hit. But what's been missing? That veteran spark, that presence who can look a quarterback in the eyes and make him rethink even lining up under center. Enter Von Miller. He wouldn't just be another piece, he'd be the piece. He'd be the blueprint. And for young defenders trying to find their identity, what better role model than a Super Bowl MVP? You combine that defensive ferocity with an offense that's finally finding its footing. Weapons on the outside, quarterback with confidence, and a coaching staff unafraid to take risks. And suddenly this isn't just a team hoping for a playoff spot. This is a team that could do serious damage. And if Miller's arrival means bringing in even more veteran talent, well, buckle up, Commanders Nation. Things are about to get real loud in the Capitol. But wait, there's more to this than just football. Von Miller coming to Washington would be a cultural moment, a statement, a declaration that this isn't the same old franchise anymore. This is a new era with new ownership, a rebranded identity, and a hunger to win that hasn't been felt in decades. You put Von's face on billboards across the city, and suddenly the narrative changes. This isn't a team stuck in the past. This is a team building something now, something dangerous, something real. And you better believe that message wouldn't just resonate with fans, it'd hit players across the league. Free agents would start picking up the phone. Former teammates of Miller would take notice. The Commanders would go from a mid-tier stop to a destination. And all of that starts with one bold move. One superstar walking through the door and saying, let's win a damn Super Bowl. If this happens, if Von Miller truly signs with Washington, the ripple effects across the NFL would be massive. Not just for the Commanders, but for every team suddenly realizing this squad means business. Of course, the skeptics are out. In full force. Some say Miller's past his prime. That injuries have slowed him down. That he's more of a name now than a game changer. But let's not forget, and this guy returned from an ACL tear and still made plays most defenders only dream about. His IQ is elite. His hands, his footwork, his ability to diagnose plays, those things don't fade with age. In fact, they get sharper. And if there's one thing we know about Von Miller, is that he never stops working. He's constantly evolving, always finding new ways to dominate. Think about the greats, the Ray Lewises, the DeMarcus Wares. Guys who aged like fine wine because they knew the game better than anyone. Von is cut from that same cloth. And if he's picking Washington as his next chapter, then you better believe he's not coming to fade into the background. He's coming to make noise, to leave a mark, and to silence every critic who ever doubted his fire. So yeah, question the move all you want, but don't be surprised when the results speak louder than words. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Let's also not ignore what this means for the locker room. Von Miller isn't just a defensive force, he's a unifier, a mentor, a guy who can walk into a building and command instant respect. For a young team like the Commanders, that's invaluable. He's the kind of player who shows up early, leaves late, and sets the tone for everyone around him. Coaches love him because he's coachable. Teammates love him because he lifts everyone up. And fans adore him because he plays with heart passion and a smile that says, I love this game. Bringing that kind of energy into Washington could be transformative. The culture shift alone might be worth the price tag. Because when Von walks and excuses walk out, he doesn't accept mediocrity. He doesn't tolerate laziness. He builds champions. And if he's truly committed to DC, then we're not just talking about a better defense, we're talking about a better team. One with identity, one with swagger, one that finally looks like it belongs on the same field as the NFL's elite. That, folks, is how dynasties start, with one bold decision. And let's not forget the fans. Washington's fan base has suffered through more disappointment than any group deserves. They've watched legends fade, coaches cycle in and out, ownership fumble opportunity after opportunity, but through it all, they've stayed loyal. They've worn the colors, bought the tickets, and held out hope for something better. And now, they might finally be getting that spark. The arrival of Von Miller wouldn't just excite the base, it would ignite them. It would signal that the front office is serious about winning, that the rebuild is over, that the time for patience has passed. It's go time. And for fans who've waited their entire lives to see their team raise a Lombardi trophy, this might be the closest they've ever felt. The streets of DC would erupt. Jersey sales would skyrocket. The energy at FedEx Field electric, loud, unrelenting. Von wouldn't just be another player, he'd be a symbol of change of belief of something finally going right. And that's the kind of emotional lift no stat sheet can measure. Financially, the move makes sense too. Washington has the cap flexibility to make a short-term deal work, and Von Miller doesn't need a long-term contract at this stage. He wants rings. He wants legacy. Give him a 2-year deal front-loaded with incentives for sacks wins and postseason success, and suddenly both sides walk away happy. The Commanders get a game-changing presence. Miller gets another shot at glory. It's a win-win. And in today's NFL, those are rare. Most deals are about compromise. But this is about belief, about vision, about chasing greatness before the clock runs out. And who knows? Maybe this deal is already done behind the scenes. Maybe Miller's cryptic Instagram stories and DC airport sightings weren't just coincidences. Maybe he's already tried on the jersey. Maybe, just maybe. The announcement is hours away. We're living in a time when news breaks fast and leaks happen faster. So don't be surprised if by the time you're watching this, Von Miller is already a Commander, already preparing for training camp, already dreaming of Super Bowl Sundays. But this time, with a capital skyline behind him. So what now? We wait. We watch. We speculate. But one thing is crystal clear. This isn't just a rumor anymore. This is momentum. This is a wave building. And whether or not it crashes into reality, the impact has already been felt. For Miller in Washington is more than just a possibility. It's a tantalizing dream that feels suddenly within reach. And for a franchise like the Commanders, that dream could change everything. Whether it's smoke or fire, this moment has sparked a conversation we haven't had in years. One filled with excitement, ambition, and most importantly, belief. Because for the first time in a long time, Washington fans aren't just asking what if, they're asking when. And if Von Miller really is the first domino to fall in this new era of Commanders football, then history might just look back at this week. This very moment, as the day everything changed. Stay tuned because something tells me this story is just getting started. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.